Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a rather different video for you, because today I will be taking out the M19 SPAA. The reason why I was mainly driving this tank out is because I had to do some challenges for the warbonds, where I had to get 13 kills in a tier 4 SPAA, and that is why I decided to just use this vehicle, because in my opinion, the M19 is by far the best tank killer on a tier 4 basis, because it is by far the fastest of the tier 4 SPAAs. It has the most penetration, and in terms of an AA, is actually pretty good, and the Bolfers are just overall really good guns. And the things that it fights at 5.0, it can easily penetrate things such as Tiger 1Hs and T-34s and all that kind of stuff. Now what I did in this game is I pushed very aggressively on the right side of the map, because even though this is a good tank killer, you still need the sides of the enemy to be able to kill them reliably. Now this would have been a lot easier if there were 3 capture zones, because I would be right close to where the Charlie capture zone is, and that would make it a lot easier for me to find some targets. Now I have just now noticed that there's 2 M18s who have pushed up very aggressively as well, and that makes me a lot more confident in being able to push up and try and get the kills with the M19, because, well, if nothing shot at them, then the road must be relatively clear. And to be honest, the team that we were playing against was playing really passively. Normally they would have already been somewhere halfway on the map by now, but they're not, and that is basically what made them lose the game. But first target spotted is, well, to be honest, one of the best targets that you can ever see in an SPAA. It is a lightly armored ASU-57, which we make very short work of. Now, there is a KV-2 right in front of us, but also a KV-1 to the left. First thing I do is I prioritize taking out the gun, and then I go for the turret ring, because on the KV-2, the turret ring is actually not very well armored. I take a look to the left to see if the KV-1 is moving. He wasn't at that point, but now he is, so I again go for the gun, and from a very flat angle, at very close range, I do have enough penetration to go through the side of a KV-1. I set him on fire, and I keep pummeling him with my Bofors guns, but there is one little problem. The KV-1 actually has the fuel tanks right on the side, and that is what is absorbing most of my shells. So after 1 kill and 2 assists, I decide to move up again. Now there is a gas truck right in front of us, and that is obviously always a little bit dangerous, because you are in a very lightly armored vehicle, but I see him shooting against something else, so I just come out, poke out, and take him out. Now I did notice there is a T-34 right behind him, so I try and shoot him, but the T-34 just at that point gets taken out. And the other tank that was moving up to our right is now gone as well. Now I notice there's a T-34-57 right in front of us. I take out his gun breech and his horizontal turret drive. I try and go for the tracks, but he's angling too much right now for me to really be taking shots at that, and at this point he's not even trying to get away, so I just repeatedly shoot at his turret, which I can easily penetrate. Now I move up here right in front of their spawn, because as soon as your team gets a foothold of this area, it's basically over. And then I notice a SU-122 right in front of me. I take a few shots at him and do some damage, but I don't get the kill, I just get a assist. Now I also notice a gas truck, which I take out rather quickly, and there is also a enemy ZIS-30 at the back there, and I also just notice a ASU-57 moving to my left. Now I move forward to try and evade the ZIS-30 because he has seen me, but then he shoots into the building, meaning I am free to go now. I pump some rounds into him, kill him because he's off his spawn invincibility, and while I was switching targets to him, I saw a gas moving to my right, which I then reacquire and take out. Now at this point there is, well, very little left. There is a yak flying overhead, and I try and take him out, and this is when I really start noticing that I am basically completely bingo on armor piercing ammo and quite low on HE ammo as well. So I do have to count my shots carefully. The HE ammo is good enough in certain situations. And then I hear that there's an M18 getting shot by a gas. I quickly locate where he is, however I am too late to save the M18. However, the HE shells, as I said, in some situations are good enough, especially taking out lightly armored vehicles, so the gas poses no real threat to me. Then I get shot in the cannon bridge, which is not good. I have to retreat and repair that. However, I don't really know where the shot came from. It looked somewhere from the Brandenburg Gate, somewhere in that direction where the gas was that we just killed. However, that doesn't really matter at this point, because if he would have been able to see me, then he most likely would have shot me again, and he didn't, so I think I'm basically safe enough. Now, while I was repairing, I did notice that there were some more enemies coming from the spawn. Now, I shoot at the ZSU-37. I know that the rear of the ZSU is very lightly armored, so I can actually pin that. However, from the front, I didn't really have any hope of penetrating. I didn't really switch to AP. I don't know really why. I could have, probably would have been better, but I didn't, so that is too bad. Now, I see another ZSU-37. I don't know whether he's dead. He does seem to be alive, so my plan is to go move around the side of him, but then I also see, another gas truck. And, well, the HE makes very short work of him. Then I try and still get around him, but it's just too little too late. Now I pull back again because obviously being right in front of the enemy spawn when they just respawn and have their invincibility for a couple of seconds is a very bad idea. Now, that maneuvers me right in front of an ASU-57. Now, I shoot the main guns to try and get some momentum forward, because even though your engine or transmission has been knocked out, if you still have a driver, then if you're on some elevated ground, then you can still move. However, the ASU gets taken out. Now, at this point, I don't really do anything spectacular. A SU-152 spawns, which I wouldn't have been able to take out even if I was carrying some more AP ammo. Now, the T-26 looks like a very appealing target to me, so I'm just waiting for my repair to finish, and maybe he comes around the front, but he doesn't. Now, that ends the game for me in a quite confident 8 kills and 3 assists. Now, obviously, this is a little bit of a different video, and I don't know whether you really like it or not, because, you know, it's just an SPAA that gets some kills. Anyways, regardless of that, that is going to be it for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.